Yo, what is up folks, MTG here with a bit of a different build of Elves for Pioneer and Explorer. I've covered the deck extensively kind of since I started making videos, and even made a few videos with it in Foundation so far, with different elf combo things. If you're interested in kind of different elf combo videos, then check those out. Those are, I think, very good builds of the deck, but this is a bit different. One of the things with Elves is that you have win conditions. They tend to be stapled to creatures. We've got War Master here, like 7 mana, gives your Elves +2/+2 Death Touch. Tyvar here, which pumps your creatures for the greatest power you control. Both very, very good, and we're still playing those. And also, typically, you'd also see something like Shaman in the pack, splashing for black. And all of these rely on you having creatures in play, in the case of Shaman of the pack, or themselves sitting around in play with Elvish War Master and Tyvar the Pummeler. This deck's going a bit of a different route with Banner of Kinship. 5 mana artifact, which is expensive, obviously we're making lots of mana. As it enters, choose a creature type, Elves. And then it gets a fellowship counter for each creature you control with the chosen type. And those, it enters with those. They don't go away. You have the Elves in play, you play this, you get a bunch of counters. Even if you have like a couple of Llanowar Elves in play and you're casting this on turn like 3, and you're getting 2 counters on it. And then even if they kill those Llanowar Elves, creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1 for each fellowship counter on this artifact. So even a couple of Elves in play is going to make a pretty big difference power-wise. Obviously, if you have an army in play, you're going to play this, they're going to get like +7/+7, +10/+10, and you're going to win the game anyway. But the kind of idea here is that we're going to stack some buffs. Note also this isn't legendary. You can have multiples. But the idea is rather than like, oh yeah, if they need to snipe out our War Master to stop us, or they need to snipe our Tyvar, we can play this and like keep basically our power boost in play, and even our Llanowar Elves off the top of the deck are like 3/3s, 4/4s, or whatever. That's kind of the idea. Around that, we have like a traditional elf package. You'll note this build is going very, very wide. So we have the full 12 1 mana elves. I say full 12. You can actually play 16. 12 is reasonable with Jaspier Sentinel. Also has Reach, which also occasionally comes up and like saves you games. For Dwine and Delete is the other kind of like go wide element. These are things you don't necessarily always see. We've got the War Masters and the Tyvars as your kind of like primary win conditions alongside the banner. Leafcrown Visionary, obviously drawing you extra cards with his control decks, just incredible. Elvish Archdruid, an amazing addition from Foundations, alongside Circle of Dream Druids, giving you like kind of like 6 big mana creatures. You can kind of play these on turn 2 off of your Llanowar Elves and Elvish Mystics, and your opponent has to kill these, or they're very, very likely to lose the game almost straight away. And so very, very threatening. Collector Company holding everything together, and of course the 4 copies of Banner of Kinship. With Collector Company and Banner, there are 20 lands. So you've got 32 company hits, of which like most of these are pretty good, which is nice. No chords, like we've got like Tyvar to tutor for, but we're not playing any silver bullets like that, and we want to keep the instant sorcery count low enough for company while playing the Collector Companies and the banners. So that's all fine. Alongside the druids and the druids, we have extra mana generation in our mana base. 3 Tree City and Nykthos. Being able to play a split of these is nice because obviously they are legendary. Both really, really good in the deck. Can be a little awkward with Circle of Dreams Druid, not gonna lie, but there's only 2 copies of this, and you've got other mana generating creatures who kind of get you there. Full 4 Caverns as control decks, 1 layer of the Hydra again if you get swept, and also Beseiju and 10 Forests. Other thing about Banner I just want to mention is that it doesn't get exiled to temporary lockdown, which is often the bane of these kind of decks too. You get like your early things, but hey, if you've managed to get a banner into play, there's a good chance that like, hey, if you top that company, the things you're getting are going to be way more threatening. Everything you top deck, everything you draw into from Leafcrown Visionary activations, that's where we are. So I'm going to take this into some best of 1. It's still Explorer ranked. Pioneer Masters out in like 2 weeks. Give it some time. We can start calling it Pioneer, I think. That's what I'm pushing for anyway, but I'm biased as a content creator for mostly Explorer Pioneer. But anyway, I'm going to hop into some ranked matches. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. All the algorithm stuff, like the video, share it around. Let me know what you think of the deck. And yeah, let's get into some matches. Alright, first match here with the Banner Elf deck. See how things go. One thing I didn't mention in the kind of like intro is that this is mono green. I mentioned that we're not playing Shaman, or that these elf decks normally play Shaman. There's some advantages to not doing so. It means you can play like the full 4 Cavern Souls with the 4 copies of Nykthos, well, split between Nykthos and 3 Tree City, which is decent. You don't take life, like you're not going to take any damage off your mana, which is actually like a real big deal versus some of the aggro decks in the format. Blocking is not real in present year. We need to close quite quickly. We definitely want to get Alien Elves in play. I'm just deciding which of these is better. I think given we have Banner, if we top deck a land, we can just play the Banner. I'm going to go Dwine and Delete, just get as much power, well, as many elves in play as possible. It feels weird casting like the Leafcrown Visionary afterwards. If not, we have like Coco and stuff. This looks to be the black green or maybe John's sacrifice. Given the scavenger talent, can be either of those. We are absolutely on a clock, but they don't have a very... I'm gonna hold off for a second. What have they got here? Supplier, okay. So things to keep an eye on. Cauldron Familiar and Yigra. They currently don't have loads of mana, but once they have this, it'll take them currently 2 turns to level. If they have this, to bring back Yigra, enough non-land permanents in play in the Cauldron Familiar, we are pretty... You know, we're in a very awkward spot. So we're going to go ahead and banner here. Let's get to 4 counters. We're basically threatening lethal next turn. They are going to get food, which means they can bring back the Cauldron Familiar. It's annoying, but we would rather them use the food to do so now than to do it once this is leveled up to 2 and they can mill themselves for cards. Them finding a second Cauldron Familiar we want to avoid, because they already have the Yigra at this point. But yeah, the idea is they get Yigra in play with the 2 Cauldron Familiars, either between field and graveyard, and you can flip-flop them for infinite. If you're interested in cat combo, either Jund or Black Green, I have videos out on those. That's very, very, very powerful. Yeah. They still haven't leveled either of these, right? These are both level 1. It costs 5 mana to level in 1 turn. They also have the treasures. They can do it. In fact, we need to win this turn or we are dead. They have treasure. Right? 1, 2... assuming they have a land, they can do this and level up and then have 3 foods in play to sacrifice to bring Yigger back. So, does a Lord guarantee us lethal? They have a Bokker floating. Oh, we're so dead. I cast Collector Company. I mean, we get the Lord, and I guess we take Tyler. But, oh, no, so they have to sacrifice a food to bring... No, because when they die, they get food. We want to usually to hope they don't have a land, right? They can sack food to bring this back. This food goes, but when they block here, they're going to get food back. Go to 16 now. Get a block here, land on 14. Sorry, land on 4. That math works. And then we hope that they don't have another land. Smile. Yeah, it's just a double level. Yeah, because I do need another creature in play. Level 3. They're going to mill us. They already have the Jaeger, to be clear. And then end step, they're going to sack 3 feeds, bring the Jaeger back, and we die to this. But I'll let them demonstrate once, and then we'll go to the next game. Yeah, tough one. We're like a turn too slow here. I was thinking of like if we go the other way around, we get... Is it faster? It's not faster anyway. They're going to mill us for all these as well, actually. So you can die to both mill and life. We'll die life-wise before any of that stuff happens. But yeah, they can loop these because these are food. They sat into each other. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, that's unfortunate, but I will see you in the next one. Okay, tough loss. It was just like, hey, can we kill them in time? No, we can't. We need to get so double Lord. Would have put them down to 2, which is still not quite enough. We could get them down to 1. We deny something or other. Oh right, they needed colored mana from the Lana Railways. Maybe. But yeah. That's a tough time. We're just like a little too slow. So red here. Mystic. I have 2 lines. If they don't kill the Mystic, we try and stick with the Circle of Dreams Druid. I hope that can carry us forwards into victory. I'm not a challenger. Taking 3 here is not too bad. The problem really with the red-black deck is that you can neither afford to block anything or not let anything hit you. So you have like... We're going to do this. We're then going to take a ton of damage and hopefully not die. And then hopefully have enough stuff left over to kind of rebuild. They're not great ways to gain life in the deck. However, we'll see what we actually have here. Okay, Anger. Ramanap Ruins. Sure. This is one of the coolest cards I printed in ages. Like, yes, it's kind of like, oh, it's stole, it goes into the red deck, but it is like a pretty interesting card and like changes how you want to play, makes actually like decisions here. Like, oh, it's optimal to cast this in combat, but actually I want to try and like min-max value off of it and optimize. Maybe that's not very interesting. But also play quite a lot of aggro decks. Especially in paper recently, and part of that's just like I don't want to play like 50-minute rounds. I'll be in danger of going time one time. So I'm going to take 10. And hopefully not die. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Repeat again, but for that number. They have 4 cards in hand. There's a good chance with that. But we're going to try not to do... I'm going to try not to die. The deal here being is that if we, by some miracle, untap, we have lethal damage on board. That's not necessarily the end all be all. They do have Monstrous Rage mana up. And, again, Wizards have decided to make blocking impossible in current Magic. So let's collect a company, see what we hit here. Oh, we hit double just Spirit Sentinel. That's kind of memey. We have a way to win if we... So if they have Monstrous Rage, we're dead, right? Because they just rage one of the things on the ground. Okay, so we should play like... Grab these, we get a token off the War Master. And just hope they don't have a way to get trample. And then we threaten blocks like this. Yeah. We have to play as though they have a trample effect. We can't afford to play around one. If they have a Monstrous Rage, we're dead. If not, we untap, we kill them with the War Master activations. Oh by golly, they have a Monstrous Rage. We are so dead. But we were always so dead. Well, they don't. Killing the Crown Visionary is good. They do have the Monstrous Rage, honestly. They always have the Monstrous Rage. Alright, 2 quick pluses, but we can still salvage this, I'm sure. Crossing fingers. Yeah, the red deck on this play is just... The red decks on this play are so fast. And Monstrous Rage makes blocking impossible. We have a decent hand here. Depending on what our opponent plays, we might just slam Archdruid. Maybe not into Spitelift Canal. And we're not even going to get the opportunity. So, that is fair. We now have the ability to play this. The idea here, by doing this, is... Hey, we can like Elves and draw a card. If they answer this, they have an answer. If they don't, we can jam Archdruid, or have the option to start casting land or else. Part of it depends if we think we're playing against Phoenix. Potential, like we've just seen Spy Buff Chaos so far. Or if we're playing against some kind of creativity deck. Also very possible. Have been fairly popular, I feel like, online. Not like I've been playing tons and tons. Like Plat 1 at the moment. Trying to itch into Diamond. And we just lost 2 matches. Okay, well, so clearly Phoenix, but this is kind of okay. Now we go double. I feel like we want to go double. Okay, Upshot should finally make some tokens. And then, like, hey. I think that's like what they're up to. Now this is representing some damage. Kind of like, they haven't done anything proactive. We'll see what goes on. I'm gonna say go. You can check double wardrobe. Also, this 3-tree city is kind of getting interesting. I'll cast one of these. I'll swing in with the Dwynen's Elite and the 2-2 token. Well, potentially 2-2 token. Ooh, Prankster response. We see a Phoenix. They do get into the flood. That's interesting. Like, isn't the greatest, obviously. But is disruption. Them seeing a Phoenix, so like, not too worried about one, but obviously in pairs, they can finish the game quite quickly. They'll make us pick this up. Using it on our turn, okay. Good for us. We get mana down. All of a sudden, we're going to be getting some value off the 3-tree city next turn, and then hopefully that should take us towards something good. Ooh, it's a talent build as well. The thing with talent is that, like, it gets worse when you have fewer cards in hand. They have 3 right now. And so, hey, let's see what happens. We can go double overcharge here, actually. What do we draw, though? They're going to play this out. No, look at the graveyard. We're getting Treasure Cruise on. Okay. And they pitched a Phoenix to it. Obviously, it's not true yet. Assumingly, they're going to do... Oh, interesting. Company. I think it's very unlikely that we die. I think going Archdruid is pretty decent. Oh, you put them down at 10 here, have some power in play. They can kill a couple of things while they're bringing their Phoenixes back, but it's going to be a struggle for them to either A, pressure with the Phoenixes. We're going to have a bunch of mana off of 3-tree city. And then, like, yeah, they have to find, like, good removal. They didn't... No, now they do have Spell Mastery back online for Fire Impulse. I was going to say, if they can't kill one, then that'd be awkward. But they absolutely can if they find removal. The Phoenixes do come back. And then, let's see. We have access to a lot of mana. And obviously the only counter spell we're worried about is Spell Pierce. We can pay for that on the Collective Company. That's okay. If they deal with both Archdruids, then things get problematic again. But, let's see. Torch. Are you discarding to that? Discarding to that, but not sacrificing. So committed to... Oh, no, they get to use one here. Okay, Brazen Borrower. Interesting. I think it's both of them. Are they going to come into the red zone? No. We have double company. And they're on 10. We go Archdruid connect with these. Is there a way we play Archdruid and get to activate? No. I think we just cast one of these. See what we hit here. Not fantastic. I'm not going to offer to trade the Dwynen's Elite. They'd happily take this. Pretty, like, they've been able to filter their hand pretty well with Artist Talent. They should be able to get rid of any lands. Okay, they're casting Pillar Prankster, so maybe I'm wrong. Oh, but they still consider here. Alright. Come on. This time for sure. There's definitely... There is an attack here. Go. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, missing is not helping anybody. We're on 17, so we're still safe. They don't have the mana to flash this in. We can double block, do some stuff. Like, sorry, not double block. They can block 3. They can like trade one thing away with a Phoenix. This is to kind of go under. They take 9, go to 1. Okay, and it's on. Oh, it's talent. Like 17's a pretty safe. I hate saying it. I'm like, yeah, 17's a pretty safe side total. It's worth noting that at this point in time, if you're watching this in the future, Temporal Trespass is not legal on MTG Arena. Pioneer Mass isn't here yet. It will be out next month. But we can't get trespassed on here. And yes, it was reprinted recently in Assassin's Creed on the bonus sheet, but that bonus sheet is not on Arena. Well, the set wasn't. I was like, maybe they add the bonus sheet just so that we get the one card for Phoenix. At this point, I'm fairly happy that they haven't, but obviously I would like the format on there, and I like to play turns a bit. So. Casting company, like, I expected them to have some creature interaction on that last turn, and so I was like, okay, the archers aren't going to do anything. And so I thought company was better because it represented 2 cards for 1 card, and then we could cast the archers off the Circle of the Dream Druid if need be, or use that cycle mana to activate Tyvar or activate Elvish War Master. Neither of those things panned out. We didn't hit any of them. I think it was better to cast company than to just like run out 2 Elvish Visionaries and Elvish Archers and try and attack. Because in theory, given what we know now, if we just played them both out off of the 3-3 city and then swung with the Circle of Dreams Druid, we'd have got there. As is, hey, we will still take the win here, and nice, we're clawing it back. All right, I forgot to move my camera. It's now up here instead of down in the total bottom left. We rectified that. We are on the play. We'll keep this. Have the Llanowar Elf into War Master Llanowar Elf stop. Always feel awkward doing it with Lee-Crown Visionary in hand, just because, like, obviously you want to cast other elves after you play this normally. But hey, if they don't clear our board, we'll beat them down with them. Yeah. All right. So we are now 1 and 2. We won the last game after taking 2 pretty brutal losses in the first 2. Yeah. Phoenix has the potential to be tough, just because they can go 1 for 1 out of the removal stuff. Also, I will say, Bannon did not look great in that last game, because we put them on the bottom of our library to, Ooh. Okay. I think, even though we have this, and we can just slam it here, and they might not have an answer straight away, this start is a bit too good is crazy, but it's pretty strong. We should do this. Also, maximizes the potential power off top of the deck, which, hey, it looked okay in our first game until we lost it. Yeah, this is the black-red version of the Sacrifice deck. Almost certainly is Jund, where they basically just splash for Yigra, and sometimes you don't really even play many resources. We have Seiji for Cauldron, and so we should do that. Can we do this and do it? We can. We should do this and do it. With the problem with it is that we are ramping them. Do we do it? I don't. I'm gonna make this attack and see what happens. Ranking them is really dangerous, is the thing. Playing the Lord out threatens the lethal. We have next turn. Yeah, I'm. This is really tough because we're so early in the game and it just ramps them a ton. Then get to 4 mana next turn. Do a bunch of stuff. Now, obviously, we feel stupid because we should have played this pre-combat, given that information. But I was pretty convinced I was going to do this. That's one point to take your time and think about it through. I mean, Fable is like another thing to target. The key thing about this is that because they didn't do this, we now have lethal damage on board. Or even potentially lethal damage. Gonna make some attacks. We have Archer here to activate for War Master, but we're also going to cast a company. We'll see what they do. You can obviously gain some life back from Cold Familiar. We don't have anything we can company into that will stop them blocking or remove a creature. Not even to remove like the Witch's Oven, which like was a possibility. Was a possibility. Whereas normally you might have something like a Reclamation Sage where you can blow up the Witch's Oven in response to this coming back. So right now they're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Cast this company. We're looking for Tyvar or Lords. We find Lords. We don't find Tyvar. We found Lord. And then we'll go ahead and activate this. If we find Tyvar, it's very, very, very quick lethal. And then the other option of that is that we also got to double activate Tyvar. We have to gain some life here. But now the ability resolves. We get him. No banner, but we do find a winner anyway. Hey, alright. Okay, game 5. This might be our last game. We haven't won with banner yet. We had it in play in our first match versus the Black-Green Sacrifice deck, but it was not quite fast enough. Did obviously, I think, illustrated kind of the point, at least, in terms of what it can do. We've also illustrated some of the downsides, like when we put it on the bottom of our deck with Collector Company and don't hit any creatures. But we're playing, again, 32 creatures we should be hitting. We'll go ahead and keep this. Yeah, hopefully we can get a banner win here. And we'll see how that goes. Games to play Calendar Souls into blue-black sounds good, but it depends what variation they're on. Obviously, they're going to have a bunch of Fatal Pushes, Bitter Ends, all that kind of stuff anyway. We'll see. If the Llanowar Elf lives, then we can try and slam Archdruid. It does not. We will not. Besaging. If again. We'll just double deploy the Jaspira Sentinels. This is actually really good with the Dwayne's Leagues. We can cast something straight off of them. But hey, we'll see what our opponent's up to here. For black is a couple of different wrath options we need to worry about, notably. But it's hard to predict exactly which one. Whereas in like blue-white, you're like, I'm worried about temporary lockdown. I'm almost certainly just worried about temporary lockdown. Later on in the game, like Sunfall, but hey. Is this an upkeep something or other? This is an upkeep Floodkeep Drowner. This is fine. But yeah, this tells me we're up against like a Kaito deck. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares, which is like the ninja guy. Could be actual ninjas and be like lots of ninjas. But also could just be like, hey, look at my creatures. Given that, I kind of want to play these two out, hold the Archdruid. They might still have like a... they would need an actual creature Fatal Push is the thing. I mostly just want to get the Dwayne and Natalie in place so we have a bunch of blockers. I think I'm going to do this. And to do that, it makes the most sense to do it this way around, I think. Then we have the Dwayne and creatures. The Dwayne and Elite and Token available as blockers. And then like, hey, they want to kill these to get this through. They can hit. And if they're doing that, they're not killing Leaf Crown Visionary. If the Visionary sits in play, we get to like cast Archdruid and draw a card. We're like reasonably well set up here. Famous last words, but yeah. The Mutavault says that it's almost certainly ninjas. A deck I like a lot. A deck that I put a video on recently as well. So check that out if you're interested. It's actually super sweet. Kaito is one of the coolest cards I've played with, like in like the last couple of years. And I sleeved up Squib Ranger last week. Okay, they just unpassed here. I feel fairly happy just open casting Elves Archer to draw a card. You want to get Cabin to make it uncounterable. Again, we do want to have blockers available. They have Mastermind. So if I draw a card, they get to draw a card. But we have nothing going on in our hands, so I think we still just pay. Oh, what? How have you done this? This is impressive. I guess I'll decline. Yeah. I don't love that. This blocks the Mastermind. I don't necessarily want to trade these away. Currently, Art Druid kind of runs into this. It's weird. I'll make these attacks. If they have a removal spell, they can use it on the Sentinel to get the Mastermind through, I think. And we'll pass the Sage up. Yeah, that feels dumb. I should have just... Relying on the auto tapper is stuff, but then also, hey, like... I feel better about... It's crazy, I messed it up, and I feel better because our opponent gets to draw a card. And for all I know, it could have mattered. So Kaio itself is 3 mana to Ninjutsu. It's not the end of the world, but like it does like have the ability to just like distribute stun counters on stuff. Us having the Art Druid here open is really, really nice. We would like the Mastermind to go away though. That would be cool. They're not going to attack like that. Alright. We're not going to use the Besieger here. We'll draw. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to play the Besieger. I'm going to move to combat. We're in theory threatening lethal here. Like, do I want to attack with this lineup? I think I'm going to attack with this. Let's see how they block if they've got anything. Response-wise. It makes sense though. They're going to drop. Oh, okay, they're blocking for save damage. So we can pay for most counter spells. Is fine. But they might have like an actual hard counter. They don't, which is pretty well. Okay, alright. Well, if you put the banners in deck, this will happen and you will still sad about it, but hopefully the game is going well enough. So we have technically seen banners in some of the games we've won. They've just been on going from the top of the library to the bottom of the library. Alright. We'll take the win. Banners, no banners. Raise your banners. Alright. Okay, cool. I'll see you in post game. A tough start, but we did make it through, found some wins in the end. Yeah, 2 and 3 overall. Like, we lost to the black-green sacrifice version, black-green version of the sacrifice deck, but then beat the Rakdos one. Realistically, the Rakdos or Jund sacrifice version, where you're just playing black-red with, like, Fables and stuff, then Flashing your Grit is the better deck. The black-green deck can combo faster. As we saw, we couldn't race it. Fair enough. Some of the other matchups were interesting. Like, I'm sad that we didn't really get to see the Ninja deck pop off. It is really, really cool. It does some really awesome stuff. But they just kind of stumbled there. But pretty happy with this build. The elephant in the room, of course, is Banner of Kinship, and that's the card that we're kind of trying to feature here. And we didn't feature it that much. We put it into play in game 1 with like a bunch of counters on it, but it wasn't quite fast enough to win the game. Again, we left our opponent on like 4 life. Obviously, we're gaining some with Culture Familiar stuff, and we just couldn't race their combo finish. And then in several of the games that we won, we saw it on the bottom of our library collector company. And that's kind of bound to happen. It's a bit of a feel bad. But hey, if we drew into like banners instead of collector companies, the banners are almost more likely on other spots that we were in to win the game. When your opponent's got the like lockdown versus blue-white control in particular, I guess, the banner is a bit more awkward. Your opponent's going to lock down you on turn 3 if they can, and some for your next slow. So you're like, there are points where you're going to struggle to have a large number of options to play this. If you get like a couple of counters on it, nice. And that's kind of the reason why I think it is good. Is that you can, even in those matchups where it's bad, you can get a couple of counters on it. Now, versus blue-white, they also have ways to potentially just get rid of it, which is a bit tougher. But hey, I think it's a really, really solid win condition. This mono green version, obviously we're like very like in terms of what we're playing, trying to maximize Dwynen's Elite to get and maximize the mana kinship. That's kind of the way to do this. You could even play the Citadel, is it Citadel Woodread? Citadel Woodreaders is like a 3-mana 1/4 that you can kick as a draw 2 cards. It's Citadel something or other, and it's another elf with the Jaspera Sentinel effect. Tap and attack mana, you control time mana, and you could try and go like really all in on that. But like, hey, I think this is a pretty good balanced build. Though I like Shaman in the pack. I like the black green version a lot still. I also like the Tyvar like nonsense stuff you can do. And so hey, I might do something a bit more crazy with that soon. I have put out a couple of videos on elves already, and in standard elves as well. You can do some pretty, like, you have Fauna Shaman in standard with Tyvar and Cauldron, so you can kind of build your own survival combo nonsense pile stuff and do pretty crazy stuff. Anyway, it's a little slow for Explorer and Pioneer, but hey, that's cool too. Let me know what you think about the build. I'm convinced Banner is it's good. It's good. Say it 4 times. That's like deja vu. It is good. But obviously can like be awkward in some spots. Hey, I think it's a very good way to play the deck still. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got any ideas for the deck, and thanks for watching. Peace out. Have a great day. Please like, subscribe, share the video around, all that cool stuff if you know people who would be interested. Anyway, cheers for watching. Bye.